Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper known to mankind. And I'm going to take it if these power rankings that we are about to check out are bad. They're by Bleacher Report. I normally do this type of video over on my second channel, Extra Crispy, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed, link that in the description below. I do NBA highlight reactions, all that good stuff, man. The only one I know about this list is number 30 is San Antonio. So I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comment section below if you think these are good or bad power rankings. And don't just say they're bad just so I gotta eat the bitch ass pepper, man. Like, you know, give me your honest statement, right? So here we go. Let's check this out, see what they're all about here. NBA season starts tonight, man. So, yeah, number 30, I do know it's the San Antonio Spurs. And when it comes down to it, man, like the Spurs, while I do think they're going to be the worst team in the NBA, I still think there's a lot of players like Sohan right there and, you know, Josh Primo that could really make some big come-ups. I loved Keldon Johnson's contract. I think it's a good season for them to get some minutes in and, you know, tank for Wemby and, you know, it'll be good to go eventually. Or Scoot Henderson, whichever one they get, they'll be happy with, I'm sure. 29, we got the Utah Jazz. Okay, I would say another really good take right here. I think pretty much, you know, equating to the Spurs. I don't know. They don't really got, like, the young assets that the Spurs have that are like, wow, like, what can this guy be? Like, the type of players they have, it's like, okay, like, we know who Colin Sexton is. He's a good player, but we know who he is. Lauri Markkanen, like, we know who he is. And another team that's really tanking for, you know, the two diamonds of the draft class, right? Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We got 28 Indiana Pacers. All right, I gotta see the other teams here, man, because I'm not thinking like who if the Pacers should be in front of any other teams that are gonna be listed here. I think Tyrese Halliburton is gonna be great. He has potential to lead the NBA in assists. Jalen Smith could be, I'm not gonna say most improved player because it's kind of hard to get that award. But I think he can be really solid. You know, Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, see if they're gonna stick around for the entire season or not. Another team that, you know, really should put themselves into a tanking type of mentality, but still you can look at Benedict Mathurin and kind of see what they're gonna do, you know, as the season goes along. 27 OKC Thunder. So I'm a little confused with the Thunder situation right here. You know, you would think that like Sam Presti, the organization, is going to tank. I know SGA was going to be like listed as not playing to start the season, but everything I've read is that he is going to be playing opening night. You know, the team's not going to have Chet or anything because he's out for the season with injury, which really sucks. But I do think the OKC Thunder are going to be in more of a circumstance of tanking where I think out of the teams listed, so, well, I don't know, the Pacers have really good, you know, prospects too, but I guess like up and down, I think the OKC Thunder is going to be a fun season of just like watching the players develop, but maybe not a fun season of winning games. We got 26 Charlotte Hornets. I personally think the Hornets are probably below the OKC Thunder. LaMelo is going to be missing the start of the season. James Bouknight just got, well, arrested, so not great there. Don't really know his circumstance. It seems like the Hornets have a lot of off-the-court issues. They don't really have a good center. I mean, Mark Williams could be something eventually, but I think he's going to be more your traditional type of like 10 and 10 type of guy or something, so we'll see about that. But, yeah, the Hornets are not going to be a good team. Houston Rockets at 25. Okay, now we start getting into the teams a little bit more where it's like they've been going with the rebuild. They've been making all the right choices. I think the Houston Rockets are underrated as far as a team that just knows how to draft really good players. Tari Eason could be like, I don't want to say rookie of the year, but all rookie team at least. Playing with Jabari Smith, obviously. I want to see what Josh Christopher can do if he gets some more PT this season. Obviously, Jalen Green. I think he has a few tiers he can go up defensively. I think he's going to make one of those tiers and one of those jumps this season. So, yeah, man, Houston Rockets at 25. We got my Detroit Pistons at 24. I mean, when I look at the Detroit Pistons, yes, as a fan of the team, I want them to succeed. We don't have a draft pick, so it's like we can't really tank anyway, so I really want them to just, like, try their hardest. And I think with that mentality, like, knowing that there maybe isn't going to be an opportunity to really even trade for draft picks or anything. Nobody's going to be trading their draft picks for this draft. It's just not going to happen. So you might get some teams that are kind of like slipping, trying to tank. And the Pistons, it's like, well, we got nothing to lose except games, you know, without the reward for it. So, I mean, I don't know. I can see them slipping into the play-in tournament. And that's just simply because, like, why be a mediocre team if you can go into the lottery? So I can see the Pistons not have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 24 for them. 23, we got the Orlando Magic. I think they need to figure out their guard situation, and once they do that, this team is going to explode. Paolo Banchero, I think, could be Rookie of the Year, no doubt about it. Franz Wagner, a very underrated player that doesn't really get talked about a lot. Wendell Carter's a great center and everything, so Yeah, 23 for the Orlando Magic. 22, we got the New York Knicks. I know a lot of Knicks fans are excited about this team this season. My ceiling is probably playing tournament, though. Like, I don't know. There's just so much talent, and I'm just like, I love RJ Barrett. I think he's extremely underrated. Jalen Brunson, like, we got to see what he does in a larger role now on the Knicks and everything. Julius Randle, like, maybe he can go back to his form 2 seasons ago, but I don't know. I just look at some like the superstar talent of the Knicks. While they're a good, well put together roster, they're still lacking that absolute superstar piece to take them over the top. Like RJ Barrett, I think he's more of a second or third option on a championship team. So yeah, I still think maybe it's a season or two away for the Knicks. Washington Wizards at 21. I probably have the Wizards a bit lower. I'm not really sold on the Wizards. I'm sorry, Wizard fans. Like, I recognize Bradley Beal's good. I think he's a third option on a championship team, and that's kind of like been like the cornerstone of the franchise. Kristaps Porzingis, I mean, Beardzingas, could be good and everything, obviously, but he's got to stay healthy, and that just history doesn't show that he does that. Point guard position, I'm a little worried about. Maybe Monte Morris makes a big jump, but I feel like Monte Morris is just kind of like a really safe bet type of player. So, and Johnny Davis, I don't really know he's going to be in the NBA. We'll kind of see, but 21, I guess like having Beal and Porzingis, that's like that. That's maybe why you have him right there. Number 20, we got the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, this team's gonna, ride and die with Damian Lillard. Like, this team can go as far as Damian wants to go, right? I mean, if Damian comes back and he's playing his, still prime basketball, you got Anfernee Simons, you got Nurkic, you got Jeremy Grant, who's a great two-way player. Add on, Shaedon Sharpe, maybe he has one of those rookie of the year type of seasons or something like that. And this team can definitely sneak into the play-in tournament, no doubt about it, man. If not better, they could just like make the playoffs regularly. Number 19, we got the Sacramento Kings. The more I think about it with the Kings, I was like, who should this team have drafted? I think Keegan Murray was the right choice. It's just, I think they just needed a consistent, like, 17.5 rebound, few assists type of player. I think that's what Keegan is going to be next season for them. He's going to be very efficient. I don't think he's going to, be forcing up too many shots. And you combine that with De'Aaron Fox and, Domantas Sabonis. Defensively, the team makes me a little bit nervous. But offensively speaking, I think they'll be pretty good. So, Keegan Murray, I think, was the right draft pick for them. Chicago Bulls at number 18, which kind of puts them into the play-in tournament field. I think a lot of that is probably attuned towards the fact that Lonzo's going to be missing the beginning of the season. And that's going to be huge, right? Like, you got like a second-year player, Ayo Dosunmu, who I do like a lot, but you're asking him to like run this team in a very, very deep Eastern Conference. So, hopefully DeMar can at least equate to what he did last season. I'm a little afraid about that too, just because he was so good. We were talking about for a while DeMar winning MVP, or at least being in the voting for it. And it just makes me nervous that he might have that little like Julius Randle slip up, where he had such a great season and then the next season just couldn't live up to it, right? 17, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. It's crazy, man, seeing a team with LeBron and Anthony Davis being listed at number 17. You all think Westbrook's going to get traded? You guys think Westbrook's going to get traded? We'll have to see. Number 16, we got the Toronto Raptors, which roughly puts them in the playoffs, no doubt about it. Yeah, I love the Raptors squad. I don't know, like, if I'm being honest, just going through all the teams here, there's not really a lot of situations where I'm like, wow, this is a bad situation going on. This is just like a team that's just like poorly run, doesn't know what they're doing. I feel like every team for the first time in a long time, at least for the most part, has a pretty solid direction. Now a lot of bitch-ass contracts out there. I would say, like the Lakers situation's not great with Westbrook, because I have a bitch-ass contract. It's like a one-season type of thing and not really having the assets. But, yeah, with the Raptors, I mean, you got rookie year Scotty Barnes, who's going to make another leap. I'm not expecting a sophomore slump or anything along those lines. Very deep team, up and down. So, excited to see what they can do. Atlanta Hawks at 15. I would say as far as like a team and looking at their starting five and just, they got some consistency, man. Like Trey and DeJounte, I'm starting to believe in that backcourt more. DeAndre Hunter has got himself a nice contract. He's been motivated. You got John Collins, who's going to be the third option. Now, having two, playmaking point guards being able to give him the basketball. I think that was some of the issues at times, is that John Collins did not always like playing with Trey. Maybe thought he was probably a bit of a ball hog or something, which, assist does not always equate to not being a ball hog, right? So I think having DeJounte out there is going to help his confidence out a lot too. It's going to be a fun season. 14, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers with Donovan Mitchell. This team's got to stay healthy. They're a very young team in a lot of regards, so chemistry is going to be a big factor. Number 13, we got the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah, this team intrigues me. Like, I'm still curious how that starting five is going to work out. It should be fine. Like, you know, in the end of the day, you look at players, you're like, that player should be playing point guard. He should be a power forward. Like, these are all basketball players. These are extremely highly intelligent, you know, people when it comes to this sport. And you put them in any position, and if they know they're going to be playing that, they'll make it work. Like, I'll tell you, man, you put Zion here, you know, put him in the Boys and Girls Club League with me, man, you know, playing point guard or something, some rec league, he's going to average 20 assists. So, he probably just dunk all over everybody, let's be honest. The T-Wolves at 12, good take right here for sure. I think D'Lo is going to have a good season. He's in a contract year. He's playing with these two bigs. He knows he has to be efficient. He knows that he's going to be traded if he's not doing, you know, good things by the trade deadline. So I'm expecting a breakout season for, I don't want to say a breakout season, he's already been an all-star, but I'm just expecting a really solid season for D'Lo. I think Ken Gobert works. Anthony Edwards, I think, could end the season as the best shooting guard in the NBA. The best to end the season, not to start the season. He's got to earn those stripes first, but to end the season. Number 11, we got the Brooklyn Nets. You put the health aside. You have a team of 3 all-stars. You have one of the greatest of all time in Kevin Durant. You got Kyrie Irving, who also I would say is one of the greatest point guards of all time. And it's going to come down to Ben Simmons. It's coming down to Ben Simmons. It's going to come down to the team rebounding. It's going to come down to guys like Joe Harris being able to knock down shots and space the floor. So, yeah, maybe a little high for 11. Number 10, we got the Miami Heat. You might say that this comes off as disrespectful considering they were first place in the Eastern Conference, but I think we can all recognize, too, that the Heat, they didn't really get worse, but they didn't really get better either. I mean, yeah, they lost PJ Tucker. But I don't think that like equates to like being like, oh, this team's gonna be like worse. They were live or die by PJ Tucker. But I think some teams in the East did get a little bit better, so it would make sense they would fall down rankings a little bit. Yo, I'm really trying to avoid this pepper here, man. Number 9, we got the Dallas Mavericks. Could be an incoming Luka Doncic MVP season. I don't think Jokic is gonna get it again. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a new player getting their first ever MVP. You know, could be Lukic, Lukic, man. Nikola Jokic. That would be a extremely talented NBA player. But no, it could be Doncic. Could be John Moran getting one. Maybe somebody out east. Who do you guys think is going to get MVP? Let me know in the comments. Memphis, hey, there we go. John Morant right there. Yeah, I think it's always a safe bet to have Memphis in the, higher up in the power rankings now because you recognize that, yeah, John might be a little injury prone with his style of play. Very reminiscent of like Derrick Rose, makes it a little nervous at times. But even without Ja playing, this team was still great. They're just a good run franchise with really solid players all around that know their roles. Number 7, we got the Phoenix Suns. So maybe a hot take right here. I expect the Phoenix Suns to fall off a little bit this season. They're not going to win as many games, because 64 is a lot to live up to. We already know there's chemistry issues. Losing games could lead to locker room issues. So if they're not winning 64 games, it means they're losing more games, which could lead them being more upset and yelling at each other and, you know, finger pointing and everything. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Number 6, we got the Clippers. One of my favorites to win the NBA championship. I almost said NBA channel, man. Hey, I would love to win the NBA channel over on YouTube. They got like 13 million subscribers. But yeah, to win the championship, I got them up there. Number 5, we got the 76ers. I very well could see them finishing first place in the Eastern Conference. Denver Nuggets at 4. Yeah, you take a back-to-back MVP. You all of a sudden give them a Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. Yeah, you're going to be a better franchise because of it. Number 3, Boston Celtics. Nervous as hell about this team. If this team did not get Malcolm Brogdon, I would not have them this high up. I do think, you know, a lineup of Brogdon, Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and either Al Horford or Robert Williams is how this team is going to finish games. The thing that makes me nervous is I just read that Robert Williams is going to be missing the first half of the season. Like, he's missed like the first 40 games. Which it seems like that's kind of been a tradition of him as of late. So we'll see. Al Horford, hopefully he doesn't take like an aging regression type of thing, right? But I would love for this team to, like I know you got Blake Griffin. You should have got like Dwight Howard or Hassan Whiteside, a player that's more similar to Robert Williams. Number 2, Bucks. Yeah, Middleton will be missing the beginning of the season. That's not going to be a big deal. Maybe that additional rest will actually help him later on. And you got Giannis. So, yeah, number 2, no surprise there. Number 1, you got the Golden State Warriors. this very well could be the last dance for the Warriors and this, this core. And that's just because Klay Thompson never got a contract extension, neither did Draymond Green. And we know Wiggins and Jordan Poole did. So, man, it could be one last hoorah. We'll see about it. What y'all think, though, man? You guys think these were good power rankings, bad power rankings? Let me know in the comments. In my future, in my digestive system, rely on it, man. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm not trying, I'm not trying to sweat or nothing, man, but I thought they were pretty decent. Let me know, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out my second channel, Extra Crispy, and peace out, my friends.